Now, a lot of these stations overlap in their coverage area. We're on a total of 9 stations. All right, they cover Cincinnati, Columbus, Dayton. We blanket Dayton, 3 or 4 stations. So some people can get all these stations, or at least several of them, depending on where they live. In southern Ohio, southwestern Ohio, eastern Indiana, northern Kentucky. Of course, some of these stations you get on the internet, www. Now the Bible Believers broadcast can be heard 7 days a week now on AM 660 out of Waverly. All right, we were on 6 days a week. Now I added Sunday. She gave me a real good rate on it. We're already on 6 days a week. Church don't have to pay for this, by the way. The church don't have to pay for this additional stuff here that I'm talking about. But like I'm on today, Sunday at 5 o'clock. I'm on 7 days a week, every day on AM 660, 5 to 5:30. In the wintertime, it's 15 minutes. November, December. So that's 7 days a week on AM 660. The Bible Believers broadcast can also be heard on 6 different stations out of Xenia. That is www.realrootsradio.com. www.realrootsradio.com. That's every Sunday, and we're on 6 stations. They own 6 stations simulcast out of Xenia. And there's 3 AM stations, 3 FM stations, and they cover all over southern Ohio, southwestern Ohio, eastern Indiana, northern Kentucky. AM 1090, AM 1130, AM 1500, FM 100.3, FM 105.5, and FM 106.7 is in Wilmington. They added that in the past couple of years. So it reaches west of Dayton and Eaton, Ohio. It reaches all of Dayton. It reaches over to Richmond, Indiana. I've got calls from Richmond, Indiana. So that's www.realrootsradio.com. That's each Sunday at 8 a.m. Then the Bible Believers broadcast can also be heard each Sunday on C103.1 FM WRAC out of West Union. West Union station has 2 stations. They got C103 and 99.5 FM. The 99.5 FM station's tower is in what's that town along the river there? Ripley. Their tower is in Ripley, and then the one's tower is in West Union for C103. It's www.c103.fm. Now we're on at 8 a.m. now on C103 on Sunday mornings. C103, but we're going to be on tonight every Sunday night at 8:30. We're on C103 starting tonight. Now, hopefully they'll put me on. Now, NASCAR is going to start back up. I was hoping they wouldn't start back up. But they're starting back up. And they do NASCAR on C103. And they're starting back up here in a couple of weeks. Sometimes their races go into, because they do an hour after the race, and they talk about the race. And Dale Earnhardt did this, and Bob Bumper, did you see him when he went around that corner, and he did this? So they do that for an hour after the thing. But anyways, sometimes it'll run into my program, but only about 3 or 4 times the rest of the year. So most of the Sunday nights I should be on, because usually the races start around the country, down south and out west, 2 or 3 o'clock. So sometimes there are 3 or 4 of them I think that they'll run into 8:30 p.m. on Sunday nights. So we're on 8 a.m. and 8:30 p.m. on C103 FM, and should be on tonight. They play it. So then the Bible Believers broadcast can be heard every Sunday morning at 8:30 a.m. on 99.5 FM. That's The Edge. It's kind of a rock station. That's the kind of station I want to get on. I want to reach unsaved people. www.995theedge.fm. That can be heard at 8:30. So here's what it is. We are on once a day, Monday through Saturday. Once a day, Monday through Saturday on AM 660. On Sunday mornings, Sunday mornings, we are on 8 times in the morning. 8 different stations. blanketing the whole southwestern Ohio. And a lot of these stations overlap. I mean, there's some people in Dayton that can hear us on 2 or 3 stations, and others in other areas. It gets down to Cincinnati. I've got an AM 660. I'm not lying, and I don't have no super duper radio. Unless you have a 100-year-old radio and you live in a cave, you should be able to get most of these stations. All right. Now, I was driving downtown Lexington around the University of Kentucky several times in the past 4 or 5 years, and I can get AM 660 pretty clear from Waverly, Ohio. I'm not joking. I've got AM 660 north of Columbus on 71, 10, 15 miles north of Columbus, AM 660. Now, it wasn't, it was a nice day. It wasn't storming and thundering. But anyways, the weather has a lot to do with your reception and everything. But so 7 stations at 8 a.m. on Sunday, 1 station at 8:30 a.m. on Sunday, 1 station on 5 p.m. today on Sunday, and tonight at 8:30 p.m. a station. We are on 10 times on Sunday. Whoa! I'm going to shout. 10 times. You said, don't you think that's enough? I don't know. I have to see. Amen. Anyways, so I tried to get on this WSRW 3 times. Hillsboro Chillicothe Station, WSRW.